Alright, so I'm going to try and wrap this up a little faster than last few videos there. You have the oil seal, washer, one of the thinner stanchion bushing, and another one here. I'm going to replace these real quick. Slide that guy off of there. And I'm just laying these out in order as to how they come off of there so I can put the new ones on. So this guy here has a little part area on it where you can, I'm just gonna pull it apart with my fingernails, slip it off the end there. Like, you can't really see that, but then I'll wipe this down a little bit. Alright, and get the other one, fresh new one here. I just call this one the fatty bushing. And this you can just slip on by spreading it with your fingers, and it'll click into place. So there's that. Use a little clean fork oil here and add some of it to that piece there. Be pretty liberal with it. So then I need to get this cool other bushing, which is this one here. Here's a new one. We're going to lube this one up also with fork oil. A little bit on the finger there. Some fork oil. I'll put it on the inside of the ring and on the outside as well. Just kind of coat that real nice. Slide down to there. You see it on there. And I can put the big washer back on. Okay, so I pulled the grease or the oil seal off because I forgot that you have to put this puppy back together first and then drive in the this silvery ring bushing first. So that all has to go together first. Alright, so I made my own bearing driver tool and oil seal tool or driver tool, which I took one of these PVC pieces, and I'll put all of these in the like a little picture afterwards of where I got them at Home Depot and stuff. But these pieces here, you can see, were actually one of these. So I bought two of them and cut like a, I don't know, 1/4 inch section out of 2 parts of it, and then cut it up into 4 pieces, and that helps you drive it in. Also have a big ass pipe here that'll slide down over and connect to this one and help you drive it home. you have the bushing going down in, and then the washer, and that washer will help you seat it in there. And then I put these little shims or whatever you want to call them in here all around it. Let's make sure I got the right ones sitting on the right spot. And then I took 2 zip ties and kind of connected them so that I can slide this over that and hold them all in place so that they don't, you know, fall out of the way of each other. Then I take this piece here, slide that guy down over it, and they come in contact with that. See if I can move this a little closer, make it a little easier to see here. Then I take the big ass tube, which is gonna fit down over that, and you can see it, you know, connects there like so, and you kind of tap it together, periodically checking out how far things have gotten and to see if it's driving it in properly. It looks like it is. You can't really see down in there, I don't think. Ugh. That little ring has to seat down into that, its little home in there. Put that back over it. I'll beat the shit out of it a few more times here. Plastic bag to help keep it from sliding over those little ridges and causing issues. And of course, trying to slide it over that plastic bag likes to pull some of the grease out of there. Alright, so then this guy goes down. Alright, so now that we've got the oil seal in there, kind of push it in nice and even with your fingers, and then we're gonna use these little shim pieces I made for the homemade fork seal driver there. Set those all around it. And then the zip tie over the top to hold those pieces all together. Of course, we'll have one that wants to jump out, apparently. Because, you know, why wouldn't it want to do that? Why not? Okay, now we have 2 that want to jump out. Resisting the urge of pulling the ends or pushing them together because I don't want the zip tie to shrink smaller than I want it to. And then that other collar piece over the top and our tube here. Check it to see that, see if we can see where the snap ring groove, which it looks like we can, but we're gonna tap it in there just a little more just to make sure we've got it all the way seated down in there. Alright, good. So pull those shim pieces off. Then we grab our snap ring here. If you can see that. Just gonna wipe that off a little bit real quick to make sure there's no grit or anything on there. Just checking to make sure everything's clean down in there. And that it's seated all nice. And you'll know if this is in there far enough when you put the snap ring in, it should just kind of pop right into its happy little home down in there. Get it started. There. Oh shit. Peeked all over me. So yeah, there's still a little bit of oil in that piece of seams. So be careful of that. Alright, now we're gonna seat it back down in there. Alright, now that you've got the cartridge in here, you're gonna wanna get that bolt that with the little crush washer here. You're gonna wanna put it up through the bottom there. That way it'll hold the cartridge in. But I'm gonna clean out these threads real quick and put a new crush washer on here. Alright, so I got the new copper crush washer on there. The old one was seated on there so hard I had to use a blade to get in between it and the bolt head and kind of tap it out. So then gotta take out the rag that I had in the bottom of this, keeping it from being all sloppy and fun like it was. I'm gonna kind of tip it upside down on the rag and looking through that hole, gonna try and drop it into place and use there we go, gravity to seat it down into its happy little home. And when you do this, you have to put a tiny bit of blue Loctite on there, but for right now I'm just doing it to get everything all happily lined up. And I spin the bolt backwards, so lefty loosey, until I feel it click and it sets down into the threads. That way you don't end up trying to force it and strip the threads, which would be very, very bad. Now that I've got the bolt in the bottom there, I'm gonna go ahead and put the oil seal, or the dust boot, not oil seal, on its happy little home. And with that lube on there, you can press that right in with your fingers. Makes it all sit in there nice. So the springs I got the 1.2 Race Tech springs, and obviously you can see they're longer. So what I did with this is I brought the old spacer in, and the Race Tech comes with this PVC type whatever plastic tubing, and I lined it up, and I still have to sand a little bit off of that, but tried to make it out so it'd be the same length. I mean, that's not really the scientific way to do it, but that's how I went about it and made the spacer for it. Otherwise, using the longer one, you can't get the cap down, so it becomes a real pain in the ass.